Hi guys, a little quickie project. My granddaughter saw a boy flying a blue aeroplane at the park and she wants one. So she asked me would I make one. I looked on AutoZone and I saw this. I'll link to the plan in the description. It's a little chuck glider in the shape of a jet called a ThunderJet, and I think she'll enjoy it. It's got all the potential for being quite a nice little flyer. I might even put a little hook in the bottom just for a catapult. But anyway, that's the plan. So let's build it. It does say fuselage 1/8 balsa and wings and tail out of 16. I haven't got 8, I've got 3/32. So let's start by building it, shall we? Let me just angle you down into my temporary work table. What I'm going to do is I'll make it and she can paint it because she has to do something. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pin it through the fuselage, just line it up. What I'll do, I'll leave that pin in there just in case it moves. Same thing. I can't do it on my main bench because it's full of big aeroplane. So I'm just going to pin it through, get a rough shape. Go all the way around the outside shape. You could cut the fuselage out and stick it onto a piece of balsa with something like glue stick, and then just knife through it if you wanted. It's a quick way of doing it. Being a jet, there's no propeller. She didn't want a propeller aeroplane, she wanted a model she could throw. One other thing to do, cut the slot for the wing. Quite important, that. And in fact, this is a slot for an 1/8" wing. Mine's slightly smaller, so I'll have to cut it slightly smaller than what they've got there. Okay, that's it. Cutting board and knife. Or I could probably cut it on there. I'll use the rule for the straight bits, like there, because it's and she's coming up today and she's going to want to do the nice bits, so yes, she could possibly help me build it, but she's only 2.5. Can never start too young, I know, but she's going to be keen to fly it. So I figured if I get it built and sanded, then she can paint it. What model flyer hasn't made an aeroplane for their kids or grandkids, eh? Okay, slightly loose, but let's be okay. So there's quite a big dihedral on it, so needs a little bit of leeway to get it through the gap. So that's the fuselage built. Didn't take long, did it? Obviously it's going to need a bit of sanding. Wing, out of the same material. Yeah, AutoZone, where I downloaded the plan from, is a fantastic resource which a lot of people don't know exists, but they've got I would say probably thousands of plans on it. Okay, let's just tidy that up and cut around it. Obviously, I've got to do a bit of sand intersection as well. For a minute, let's just cut the shape out. I was hoping to get that in there, but it's not going to go, is it? So it wasn't such a... Let's go back to that piece. Let's use that straight edge and get in there a bit. Look at that. Okay, let's just go around that. That lined up. Yeah, I think a simple catapult with just a rubber band she can just pull back. Well, she's actually free in a couple of weeks, so she's not that small. But a little sort of 6-inch rubber band with a little hand grip, just so she can give it a good old flick into the air. Be quite neat. Okay, wings. They need to be sanded, angle sanded, joined at, let's say, dihedral sort of switches now, 5/8 under each wingtip, which is about 16, 17 mil, something like that. Make sure you don't put it on back to front. Like that, that's correct. Now let's cut out the tail feathers. They're out of 16th balsa. So we got 2 tailplane halves, fuselage, fin and wings. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to sand them all to section and glue the wings up and slide them in. They do say on the plan make this bit out of heavy celluloid, in other words clear plastic, but I don't think it's going to survive much in a young person's hands, so I'm going to just paint that in, make it balsa. Use buckshot for balancing. I'm not sure if I've got any buckshot. I might have some fishing weights, but we'll know that from the test glide. So let's get sanding. There's quite a bit to come off the wing. It's better to have a guide to give you a rough idea, so decide which is the top, which is the bottom. Doesn't mean any difference, doesn't make any difference. I need a guideline about here. That's the high spot on the wing. The same there. That's the high spot which I'm going to sand up to and down from to get a sort of an aerofoil section. The better job you make of this, the better it will glide, really. So I'm going to start with quite a coarse sanding block. Another little tip, I'm going to go down to, I put a line down the trailing edge. Another little tip, you can just do that on the wing, and it gives you a rough idea that you're taking off a uniform amount of balsa if the line is still there, you know you haven't taken any off in a particular area. Have a look. It's coming down pretty quick. It will do going cross grain. Going with the grain, it's a little bit different. I'll carry on here, guys, but I just wanted to show you the sort of guidelines I put on. I'll become a little bit more up here. I put it up on a piece of wood because then I can go down past the trailing edge. The wing section's coming, so I'll carry on here. I'll see you back when I've sanded it all. Okay, everything's sanded, so now I'm just going to sand the edge so to get the correct dihedral, and we're looking at we're looking at 5/8, which is about the thickness of this piece of wood. So if I put that on there and then sand the block there, we're going to end up with a 5/8. This will be vertical. I'll do it on both and they'll just glue together. Because of the curvature of the wing on the top surface, the actual line is slightly curved in at the middle, which is very difficult to sand accurately, but doing it this way you end up with a pretty spot on join. Now I need to put that there, and glue them together. And for that I'm going to use CA for speed, so it doesn't stick to my building board. I'll put a bit of sellotape down. Let's get the CA. The thing is, when I put it on here, it's going to immediately soak in and dry. So what I'm going to do is to just sort of try and run it in there as quickly as I can and join it. Maybe even do that like that, pull it together. When I glue it into the fuselage, that will also make it quite a strong join. See, so we got a good join on the bottom because I sanded the angles. Quite important, that. Now what we've got to try and do is to ease this into the slot. So I'm going to ease that in, making sure it's the right way round, trailing edge at the back. There we are. Straight in there, look at that. I surprised myself there. Right, to get this absolutely upright, I'm going to resort to my heavy blocks like that, and that'll hold the fuselage upright. And then another pair of blocks under each wingtip. You don't need a huge area to build these things on, do you? It's only about 1 foot square, really. Check from above. So I'm just going to put a spot of CA on the back, a spot on the front, and then I'll turn it over and run it along the bottom, and I might just put some white glue or something to fill in that little gap, but just let that set a minute. Okay, let's glue down the back. Now this is going to be a little bit trickier because I have to line it up with those two dots. I'll just pop that on there and that will hold it upright, and then I'll just manoeuvre it till it's level with those dots. I'll probably, as long as it's parallel to those dots, I can put it slightly above and I can see them, because doing the other side isn't going to be so easy because I won't be able to lay it on the table. Thought I might give this a coat of sanding sealer just to seal the wood a little bit. Right, now this is the fun bit. Well, actually, as long as this block is parallel to the block underneath, then that will make things pretty accurate. Put it just above there, like that. If I don't get them the same, it's going to turn in a funny way. Come on. Gosh, my accuracy amazes me. I couldn't do it without these blocks. They're called 321 blocks if you want to buy them on Amazon. Right. Okay, so that now it's going to glue on top of the fuselage like that, just in a little bit from the end. So I know that's upright. Now this wood is a little bit thinner than the fuselage wood, so I'm going to have to, it might, due to the taper, be supported on the back edge there. So all I've got to do is to just put a drop on the back, that'll hold it, and I can manoeuvre it into position. A little bit. That looks pretty good to me. Pretty accurate. All down to the blocks, of course. That's the basics of the model then, guys. I'm going to put some sanding sealer on. I've got to think about a little hook or something, just so as to be about there. Just so she can catapult it. Okay, there's a little hook. So only a lightweight rubber band. Bathe that whole area in CA for strength. What I'll do, guys, I'll come back to you and show you the finished model. It's not going to look pretty, I'm sure. A 3-year-old Darwin paint on, but it's hers, so it's going to be fun. I'll post a picture on the community tab. You can have a look at it before I edit this video. Cheers, guys. Actually, it's not for her, it's for me. Right, guys, there's the finished aeroplane, finger painted by granddaughter. I think actually it looks really good. Just gave it a fizz over with matte lacquer. Actually, it looks quite smart. Long may it last. I've test glided actually, it goes quite well. So yeah, she should have a bit of fun with that. Cheers.